born in Uzbekistan, but the first fighter to sign with the UFC out of Kazakhstan. That is where Shavkat
grade and exceeded it.
Yes.
Oh, guillotine.
Rachmanov, he's got a great guillotine.
Two words describe Shevchenko: ice cold. Wheel kick as she attempts an armbar here. She's got enough time to finish it. This is tight. Oh, she got it.
Oh, head kick. It's in. Oh my God.
Valentina Shevchenko with a huge highlight tonight.
That is a terrible head kick. That woman is a straight
Fight. John Jones, great technique, took every position step by step until he got the finish.
Rampage has not been stopped in the octagon. That's what Jones wants, to be the first man in the UFC to stop Quentin Rampage Jackson. Looking to do it right here, looking to finish this fight.
Quentin's trying to pry it off.
John Jones has defended.
Get him in the mounted crucifix. He just needs to secure the right arm. Now he's going for a Kimura.
It is all over. Again they battle in another big knee. 45 seconds on the clock in the second.
He's got a choke.
Trying to choke him out and finish the fight here.
Leona's in trouble.
Trying to finish this fight.
He's out.
John Jones remains.
Welcome to MMA Fight Predictors. Today we are covering UFC 285 from T-Mobile Arena in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. My name is Drew, this is Bob, and we predict MMA fights. We give you the best odds, and we make our best predictions, and hopefully you make some money off of it. And if you don't, sorry in advance.
Blame us both if you don't.
So we don't pick every fight. We pick a majority of them, and we also give you guys our best parlay to put together, our lock of the night, and occasionally some props.
We'll break down the fights a little bit as we go. Like he said, we will be leaving out a few, but for the most part, we'll pick some of the better fights in most of the main card, I would think.
Yeah.
So Drew, if you want to go ahead and lead this off, and we'll get started.
Not a problem. So the first fight that I like, and I'm going to go ahead and put it as my lock of the night, only because of the value in it, I believe. I like Tabitha Ricci at minus 265. That's on FanDuel. That's the best line I found currently. It's obviously subject to change. But I feel like for her, that's a great value at 265. The Penny girl, or Penier, whatever you want to call her, the girl she's fighting, I think is 40 years old, lost a bunch of fights recently. I'm all over that one.
Yeah, Penier is 40 years old. She's been around the block. She has fought some tough competition, Drew, and I'm with you on this one. I like Ricci myself. I think she's going to control her for the most part. She's probably going to take her to the ground and just control her. Her hands has gotten a little better over the past few fights, as I was looking, and I see this going to a decision.
Cool. Next one I like, Cameron Saaiman. I'm not really too familiar with him. I know he was on the Dana White Contender Series. Looks good, man. Finishes fights. He's fighting this Martinez guy who was on the Contender Series also, I believe, but didn't make it, and now he's back in the UFC. Minus 280. I mean, that's a lot of juice, but you gotta pay for it sometimes.
Yeah, I don't have much of an opinion on Saaiman here. I kind of left this one off of my picks personally, but both of them coming off the Contender Series, like you said. And he does look impressive, but we'll see how much he's improved, and we'll see what Martinez can do with him. Martinez is pretty sharp in his striking, but I kind of left this one alone. I guess if I had a lean, it would probably be Saaiman myself, so I kind of like your choice there.
Yeah. Next fight I have on my sheet is Ian Gary. He opened up around minus 500. He's all the way up to minus 620. That's for a reason, though. I mean, you can't bet against this guy. For him to be on a early prelim fight is embarrassing, to be honest.
Yeah, that's ridiculous in my opinion. That's the craziest thing I've seen on a card in over a year. This guy should never be on the early prelims.
No. What is he, 11-0, 12-0 in that range?
Yeah.
And, you know, the UFC tries to pump him up, but then they stick him on an early prelim. Like, I get it, it's a really good card and all that, but stick this guy on an early prelim. I mean, there's tons, obviously. There's a few fights on the regular prelims they could easily trade it out with, but hopefully he feels some kind of disrespect in that and, you know, finishes the fight early.
Yeah, like you said, I think he's going to make a point. Seeing that he's on the early prelims, I think he's going to make a statement. I actually got, on here that, Ganon's been stopped several times over the past several fights. He has fought really good competition in the past. He's been around a while. I think he's battle-tested, but I also think he's a little chinny. I actually think Gary's going to stop him in the second or third round. Probably the second. I just think it's a bad matchup for Ganon. And once again, I'm with you here. I think Gary's just going to take care of this guy. It's going to be easy work, in my opinion.
Right. All right, the next fight we got the Julian Marquez against Marc-Andre whatever. I don't have an opinion on this fight. I know you do.
Yeah, this is Julian Marquez. He's kind of wild. He comes in swinging for the fences. And Barrio, he's a more well-rounded fighter. However, Marquez, I think, has just enough takedown defense to kind of keep it standing on the feet. And I see Marquez probably catching him. I am a little biased toward Marquez because he is a disc golfer, which both of us do play or have played. And I just like his fighting style. He's all or nothing. And I'm not real strong on the pick, but I do like Marquez in this situation. So, yeah, Marquez is plus 125 or something like that. And that's my pick for that fight.
Cool. Next fight I got written down is Duplessis against Brunson. I think you're getting good value there at minus 230. Best line right now is on DraftKings at 230. Brunson's good. Obviously, they're both ranked. But Duplessis is just rolling through guys right now. Another fight I feel like is for it to only be on a prelim is sort of, bogus. But once again, good card. So, I mean, what are you going to do? But yeah, I like Duplessis at minus 230. Good bet.
Yeah, Duplessis is number 10 right now. Derek Brunson is number 5. However, Duplessis is the up-and-comer, and Brunson's been around the block. He has been getting a little chinny. He's getting a little slow. And I kind of see it your way as well. This isn't something I pick personally. But if I have a lean at all, it'd be Duplessis. I think that he's probably going to use his wrestling more than what people expect because Brunson is a wrestler. However, Brunson is getting up there in age, and he's kind of been through some battles. I think Duplessis is going to make his mark in this fight.
Yeah, what, Brunson was 40, 39, 40?
He's up there, yeah. And Duplessis is, what, late 20s, early 30s?
Right.
So we're looking at a good win for Duplessis. And I think he's going to take that number 5 ranking from Brunson, UFC 285 this Saturday.
I think Duplessis will be fighting for a championship in the next probably year and a half, I would guess. All right, so now we're on to the main card. I know Bob's got a prediction on the Bo Nickel Jamie Pickett fight. Me personally, Nickel's going to probably wipe the floor with him, but at minus 1,400, it's not really worth indulging to me at least.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not going to be betting this fight. I don't think it's really a bet at all. Anything can happen in an MMA fight, but this is Bo Nickel's toughest test to date, and I truly believe that he is going to roll this guy. I'm picking an early second round stoppage, so I'm not sure what the odds is for a second round stoppage on Bo Nickel, but in my opinion, I think early second round because Pickett is just durable enough and athletic enough to probably get through that first round. But a second round stoppage on Bo Nickel, that's my pick.
Not bad. All right, next main card fight, we got Jalen Turner and Gamrot. I like Jalen Turner plus 180. That's on DraftKings currently. Tough fight for him, obviously. Gamrot's good. Turner's good. I guess I'm basing this off of, Turner's on a roll. I think 4 in a row. Gamrot lost his last fight, but before that, it was obviously rolling guys. I just, some guys are on a roll and then they get beat once. It's sort of the downfall sometimes, for the most part. It's like the downfall. They just start losing and then winning, losing, winning, and it's just...
It kind of gets into a fighter's mind.
Exactly.
They take that first, big loss, yeah.
I think at plus 180 for Turner's great value once again.
Yeah, Gamrot, he just lost to Benil Dariush, and obviously Dariush is fighting, Oliveira in the next fight. They just signed that fight. So I believe the winner of that is probably in line for a title, in my opinion. But, this fight I'm leaving alone just because of the way things have happened in the last few fights for each one of these guys. So I want to see how Gamrot bounces back after a loss, even though it was somewhat of a close fight, in my opinion. Dariush did do enough to win that fight, but I want to see how Gamrot responds. And Jalen Turner's a test. He is number 10, and we'll see what happens. If I had a lean at all, might be Gamrot, but I don't see any bad bet in this fight. So, Drew, I think that's a decent play for the odds.
Yep. Next fight, Shavkat against Jeff Neal. I love some Shavkat, man. Obviously, he's almost minus 500. Best odds I found was minus 490 on DraftKings currently. I don't think I'd lay 490 to win 100 on him, but I think Shavkat's great for a parlay. Put him in there. He's just rolling, man. I mean, Jeff Neal's tough, obviously. Jeff Neal's ranked 7. Good fighter, but I think Shavkat's just the next big thing in the welterweight class.
Yeah, Rachmanov, he has been doing some work, to say the least. This guy's been a beast. He's nothing but an animal. You haven't really seen him in too much trouble in his fights. The only fear I have in this fight is Jeff Neal does have some thunder in that hand.
Yeah, that's true.
And if he catches him and hurts him, anything can happen there. But I think Rachmanov is smart enough to probably take this fight to the ground or keep it in close quarters where Jeff Neal can't use that power to catch him. But, yeah, I see Rachmanov probably rolling in this fight. As much as I like Jeff Neal, unless Neal catches him, this fight should go Rachmanov's way. And... I agree with you here. He's a parlay piece for sure. Or if you like putting up 500 to win 100, I think it's a really good bet.
Right.
The only thing that's going to stop him, like I said, is that thunder that Jeff Neal does have in those hands.
Right. All right, on to the championship fights. First up, we got the ladies flyweight title bout. Shevchenko versus Grasso. Me personally, I like Grasso at plus 460. I don't think I've laid the house on her, but I think she's worth a small wager on fight night. To me, Shevchenko lost her last fight. I think that's in her head. She knows that. And honestly, I think there should be a rematch right now tonight with that last Shevchenko fight. But whatever. Grasso gets the chance. Grasso's tough. She's on a roll. You're getting almost 5 to 1 on her. Best odds I found was plus 460, also at DraftKings. I would definitely I will be putting a little bit of a wager on Grasso fight night.
Yeah, Grasso at plus 500 is definitely worth a sprinkle here. Like you said, Shevchenko did lose her, or in our opinions, probably lost that last fight. Yeah. But that is exactly why I'm taking Shevchenko. I think she's going to bounce back. Having a poor performance for basically the GOAT in this division, in the flyweight division. I think she's going to come back and put a stamp of approval on who she is and that she is the queen of the flyweight division for women.
Yeah.
She is probably the most well-rounded female fighter in the world. Yeah, the wrestling and the kicks, I think, is going to be the difference in this fight. Grasso has extremely crisp boxing. But I do like the wrestling advantage and her kicking advantage. I think she's going to use those kicks to the legs and to the body to slow Grasso down and to take away some of that power that Grasso does have. And like I said, the lackluster performance in the last fight, I truly believe that Shevchenko is going to come back with a vengeance and put a stamp on who she really is. But like Drew said, the sprinkle on Grasso never hurts, because how does Shevchenko take that last fight? Is it still in her head, or is she a true champion and doesn't let her affect her? My opinion, the Bullet takes this, but we'll see. That's why they call it MMA, and that's why they fight.
That's right. All right, we are on to the championship fight, the big fight everyone's been waiting for. Years in the making, I guess. Well, years in the making for Jon Jones. Just happened to be he's fighting Gane and not Francis Ngannou. Yada, whatever. Anyway, the GOAT.
Ngannou would have been the better fight. Yeah.
Yeah. But the GOAT is back. He's back, and I'm taking him. Minus 165. I think he opened up about minus 120. It might even been a pick 'em. I mean, it was close, and then all the monies came on Jones over time, and honestly, I expect that to happen even more fight night. I wouldn't be surprised by the time the fight kicks off if he's close to minus 200. If you are going to bet him, I'd say get him now.
Yeah, I see more money coming in on him as time comes.
Yeah. Gane's tough, man. But Jon Jones is just, I think, on another level.
Yeah, what I like about Jones here is he put on the weight in the right way. It took a long time to get this weight on. He does have inactivity, and that's a weakness for me, as Cyril Gane has been very active and fighting on a regular basis. There's some things that I think Gane is playing tricks with Jon Jones's head right now, talking about he hasn't trained on a regular routine, only when he has a fight, and this, that, and another. I don't think you're going to play head games with Jon Jones. He's too smart for that. This guy's been around for a long time. I do have, some things down here that, Gane has fought a few good guys, but the main guy he did fight, Ngannou, he did lose that fight. He beat Lewis, which everybody's beaten Lewis at this point in time. Volkov and Rosenstrike, both are on the downswing. And Tai Tuivasa, which at the time was hot. So he's fought two really hot fighters in recent history. One loss, one win. The stoppage of Tuivasa was a good stoppage, and it was a good fight for Gane. Mm-hmm. However, Jon Jones has fought the who's who in the light heavyweight division. Now, the question everybody has is, how is he going to handle the size difference and the power of the heavyweights? Well, I don't ever remember really seeing Jon get rocked too hard in any fight. And he has fought some of the best. So, I'm with you on this. I think Jon Jones, he does get hit a little bit, but I think he can handle the power of Gane. It's not like Gane has this one-shot knockout power.
Right.
He does have to kind of stun you, and then he kind of puts a flurry in to get the fight stopped. Jones doesn't have that one-shot knockout power either. But who knows with the heavyweight division. I think the way me and Drew sees this fight is, how do you bet against the GOAT? I mean, he hasn't lost the fight, even though he has a loss on his record for 12-6 elbows on Matt Hamill. That wasn't a loss. He completely crushed that guy's skull. So in my opinion, even though it's a 3-year layoff, I think Jon Jones retains his GOAT position. And maybe I'm a little biased, but I would like to see him fight Stipe Miocic next for the title. And that's what he's calling for. So Jon Jones is the pick for me. It's too hard to bet against the GOAT, no matter who he's fighting at this point. It would be a little bit of a surprise if Gane pulls this out. But, yeah, I really, really like this fight. And it's actually one of my locks of the week. But So that covers the card. I think Drew has a parlay or a couple
Yeah.
of locks that he would like to speak about.
I'll just go over with my picks I just gave you guys all. There it is. That's the best current odds wherever I could find it. John Jones is about minus 165 wherever you're going to get him. Like I said, star of the night, lock of the night, Ricky minus 265. I'm putting a lot on her. That's the bet. Also, an interesting parlay I think is good. You do Ricky, Ian Gary, and Shavkat at even money. I think that's a great bet. I think all three of them are going to win easily. So take the even money on the parlay and lay the house on Ricky.
Yeah, so I have a parlay as well, a little 3-leg parlay. I look for the parlays that give a little more return for your money. I try not to take all favorites. I try to sprinkle in a little dog here or there. And my parlay is Marquez, Jones, and Ricci. And I think that's 4-1.
4-1.
Drew?
Yeah, 4-1.
So 4-1 on that parlay. I think it's a good return on those fighters. The only question on those two fights, I think, is the Marquez fight. But like I said, I think he's going to pull it through, even though he's a little wild. And 4-1 on a parlay, hey, that's good return on your money.
Right.
You got some locks?
Oh, I just told him, Ricky.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
the lock I got.
You got one lock?
I got
All right.
one lock.
All right, then.
That's all I need.
All right.
Obviously, I think Gary and Shavkat are locks, but whatever. I just think for your money, Ricky is a great bet, and that's. I'm not going to wager 500 to 100 on Shavkat. I'd rather wager 500 on Ricky and win 200.
Yeah.
So.
Or Bo Nickel at minus 1,400. Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, obviously, we both think he's a lock. but-
yeah. The Bo Nickel.
I'm with you on the
show.
Ricci. I think that's pretty much a lock. Her fighting the older fighter there. I know the older fighter has more experience, but I like youth in this situation and in this fight particularly. And I think my other lock is Jones. Once again, I know it's a long layoff, but he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT for a reason. High fight IQ, and for some reason, I think he's just going to make this look easy. That's just my opinion. Hey, it might come back to bite me, but I hope you guys like our picks, and me and Drew will be doing not every card. We're going to cover, some of the pay-per-views for now. Hopefully you guys like the content, get a little bit of information from us, help you possibly collect a little money down the road. Anything else you got today, Drew?
Make sure you like and subscribe and leave a comment if you would like.
Yeah, like, subscribe, share the video, and definitely leave a comment. Who do you guys like in the two title fights?
Please let us know.
Yeah, start a discussion down below. We're happy to see you guys joining in with us. I appreciate it. See you next time.
Everyone have a good time watching UFC 285.
Saturday, March 4th, T-Mobile. See you.